What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Boxing Delight. Today, let's start with David Benavidez was asked to choose between Bivol and Beterbiev. This is what he has to say.
I think Beterbiev would be a more fan-friendly fighter. It'd be a harder fight. But honestly, either of them must be a great fight. You know, Beterbiev is more of a rugged in-your-face type of fighter. Bivol is more of a you have to go and hunt him down. But for me, I'm willing to fight whoever. I think of more fan-friendly fight would be me versus Beterbiev. That would be a great fight. But even me with Bivol would be a great fight too. I sparred Bivol a lot of times. So, I know that would be a great fight. So, either of them would be a good fight, to be honest.
Speaking on the outcome of the Lamont Roach versus Isaac Pitbull Cruz fight, which ended as a draw on the scorecards, Shakur Stevenson said he thought Lamont Roach won.
Lamont Roach, I thought he won.
Okay. Just like
I thought that was a robbery.
Like he should have won against Tank too, right?
Yeah, I thought he won both fights.
Crazy year for the guy. Back-to-back draws, controversial.
The world watching though, everybody know and everybody seen how good he is on the big stage. So it ain't like his stock gonna go down. It sucks to get the draw, but at the end of the day, he's a hell of a fighter, and he clearly not going nowhere. This dude is fighting from 130 to 135 to 140 in a couple of fights, and he's doing it with ease. So you got to respect him.
Reacting to Dana White's outbursts following his criticism, Eddie Hearn says Dana White is angry too early.
There's always somebody that doesn't want to get it, that doesn't want to pitch. Like Eddie Hearn comes out with some crazy shit. Your thoughts on that, by the way, your rebuttal to the comments that you made last week.
Well, it's fascinating. Eddie Hearn all of a sudden is acting like a fucking lunatic. You know what he sounds like to me? He sounds like he's reading a WWE script every time he talks on a show now. It's a fascinating thing because I've known Eddie for a while, and this isn't Eddie's personality. But the other thing is when you hear somebody like Eddie talk, it reminds me of a career politician. He's running for election now, and he's like, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And we're going to do this. Where were you the last fucking 20 years? You didn't do shit. And now I'm getting in. I'm going to do these fights, and now you're going to do this and you're going to do that. Those guys never thought big. It's just not the way they think. It's not the way they run their business. And, all of a sudden now Eddie's going to, change boxing, and he's going to fix this and he's going to do that. And he's going to compete with me, and he's going to do all the shit. I don't even think about those guys, what they're doing, how they're doing it. I get in, keep my head down, grind, and do my thing, and we'll see where we end up in 5 years.
I was surprised. Like I've always got on really well with that, and I hope I still can, if I'm honest. But I was surprised with his reaction. Like, he was angry. He was really loud, and he was like, the blood pressure was going everywhere, and I was like, wow. That's why I posted saying, too angry too early. We haven't started. He's not even done a show yet, and he's losing his shit. Chill. You know what I mean? This is going to be a fun, long race. This is a marathon, not a sprint. And we're gonna go at it. No bad feelings, but let's go. Eddie Hearn v Dana White in the world of boxing. What a time to be alive. What a buzz. Since he's come in and he started just poking the bear, I've been buzzing. I'm training twice a day. I'm going for it, and I can't wait. Listen, maybe he wins. But I got a good little feeling for me in this one.
Following talks of a possible Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao fight, Oscar Delahoya says it's all entertainment, and also made a prediction.
Well, maybe I can be the referee. Right? Let me get some action. Yeah, look. The first fight was many years ago, right?
Yeah.
And it was an okay fight. Now they're gonna do it again. Apparently, it's all entertainment. That's the way I see it. It's all entertainment. I don't know if it's gonna be an exhibition or a fight, a real fight with real rules, small boxing gloves. I don't know what they're gonna choose, but if they make it a real fight with the real rules, then yeah, it's an okay night for boxing.
Who would you back? Who do you think would win it? If it's a real fight, because that's what Pacquiao wants, it seems.
Yeah, I think Mayweather will. I think Mayweather will take it. Yeah, one thing about Mayweather you have to understand is he's always taken care of himself. Like, his body, physically, mentally, he's always been very sharp and always staying in the gym and doing something physically, right? That's the big advantage he has. I mean, he's an athlete. He's a world-class athlete. Watching Pacquiao's last fight, yeah, you kind of feel bad. You kind of feel bad for him. And, even though he did win and he did, I guess, pull off a surprise in his last fight with a draw against the world champion. But still, you tend to kind of like feel bad because it's not the same Pacquiao. It's definitely not the same Pacquiao I faced. That's for sure. The one that put me on my stool in the 9th round.
Claressa Shields shares her views on the Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano trilogy.
Very nasty. You know what? I'm a real boxing fanatic, so both of the first fights, I judged them both 6-4 for Katie.
Okay.
But they were close up in that matter, but as far as in the fights, I seen that Katie had edged them. And I think the last fight, Amanda just had the completely wrong game plan. Right. But, kudos to her for even, trying again. And, as much as she had the wrong game plan, so did Katie.
She claims, though, that, she tried her way, fighting aggressive the first 2 fights and didn't get the nod. So she tried something different the third.
A fight is a fight, so you know if you're winning a fight or not. Like, it's supposed to be a fight. So I think the last fight was a bunch of air punches, and she tried to box her more, but who's going to outbox Katie Taylor?
Right.
All she want to do is box, you know what I'm saying? But I think when she was roughing her up and making her leave her skill out the window and making her have to deal with those big shots, Amanda was more successful.
Deontay Wilder talks about being distracted going into his last fight. He said, "I was lost mentally."
After my last defeat, I got myself together that night. You know what I mean? With that loss, I fully understood what was going on with me, because before then I didn't know what was going on. I knew something was going on, something would happen. I didn't feel myself. My focus, it wasn't as sharp, it wasn't as sharp as it usually is. I'm focusing on everything on the outside of the ring. I'm focusing on my personal lifestyle on the outside of the ring and what's going on in it, and not too much focus on what's going on right in front of me. And I didn't understand how the hell I'm switching off like that when the bell rings. It's almost like a hypnosis type of thing. Ding! Oh shit! Why else I'm here when I'm supposed to be fighting? You know what I mean? Yeah. And it happens to the best of us, and I realized it after that loss. I knew exactly what I need to do. Now, if I would have won, then nothing would have been changed dramatically, and I still would have been suffering. I still would have been lost mentally, physically, and emotionally. So, sometimes you have to look at defeats as a blessing in disguise, or just loss in life, period, as a blessing in disguise. For me, I feel for every lesson is a blessing for me, and it's because I have the power to change my future. I have the power to change the things that is not going right in my life, and being able to correct it while I have time on this earth. Now, you got to understand, nothing is promised. Life is not promised. But the time that we have and the time we feel we have, we can make a stand. And I made a stand for that. And here I have returned, because it's not a comeback. Because I never retired. I never said I was any of that. This is a return. I had to get myself mental. I had to take a wellness check, get myself right, get myself back together, and here I am. There's no quitting me, baby.
Terrence Crawford has opened up on his feelings after defeating Canelo and becoming a 3-time undisputed champion.
To be honest, I've been getting that same question from a lot of people, and a lot of people ask me how I feel, and what it's like. And I tell them, like, when it's meant to be, you don't feel no different. Like, honestly, I don't feel no type of way, because I already knew what I was capable of. I already knew what I was going to do once I stepped in the ring, which was win, like I've been saying. And it wasn't no surprise to me. It was a surprise to everybody else, just like the Errol Spence fight, so just like the Sean Porter fight, just like the Amir Khan. Every time that they so-called say this is a step-up fight or this is going to be a tough fight, in the fashion that I win in, it's a surprise to them because they don't believe. So I just made a believer out of all the non-believers.
I know you expected to win, but to believe you can do it and to do it is two different things. So what I'm asking you is, like, have you enjoyed the victory? Like, have you had a chance to, like, say, man, we really did that?
Oh, of course. I sat down, you know, and after each one of my fights, I just take a deep breath and I be like, it's over with, you know, because the stress is off my back, the intensity, just everything that's around a championship fight is stressful. You know, we put a lot of mental fortitude into, you know what I mean, what we gonna do when we go in that ring and how we're gonna do it, and in training, making sure that everything is in line of what we're trying to accomplish. And when it's all said and done, when it's over with, you know, you just like, I did that.
Got that off my back.
Yeah, I did that.
Reflecting on his ordeals as a fighter, Tyson Fury says that the life of a boxer is hard.
Boxing is one thing. Boxing just doesn't take any prisoners, it only takes casualties. So for me to be sat here, all my faculties in order, won every belt, made loads of money, and not got a scratch on me, it's like, done really well there. But I don't want to tempt fate, you know what I mean? I don't want to keep going back and back and back to the well, because how many times can you keep doing it without getting brain damage or whatever else? Not being able to walk in a straight line. It would all been pointless then. But it's your family life and the career path it can be different. It can be very difficult as well. Like, more people who have normal jobs and like even people who have very, very difficult jobs, they're away from home 5 days a week or whatever, and obviously they come home on the weekends or whatever, and then if you're just doing a normal job, you go to work all day, you come back, and there ain't much after that. But I suppose when you get your weekends off or whatever, you really appreciate it. But for me, every day's weekend, every day's Christmas, every day's bank holidays. That's why I train every day. I don't eat what I want every day. I stick to a strict diet. If I want to go out for a meal on a weekend, then I will, but I won't just go willy-nilly and out for meals every day and stuff, because it doesn't become an appreciative thing. It's just take it for granted. But I train as hard today as I would have done in camp. Do you know what I mean? If I'm training for a world title, I don't train any harder than I am now. I'm training 3 times a day at the moment, going for a run, 4-mile run in the morning. It could be anywhere between 4 and 10 miles. I come in the afternoon and do a weight session, body part, whatever it might be, shoulders, back, legs, whatever. And then in the evening, I'll come in and do 10, 12 rounds of boxing. Non-stop, really. So I haven't lost my fitness. So I know I've only been retired 11 months or 10 months, whatever it is, but there's no Gypsy King in this life. Just a normal retired life, the Gypsy King's dead. You get to a certain level, a certain point in your life and career, and it's not really about anything else anymore. You've done everything you wanted to do, you've achieved everything. Like them points, like the last 5 years of my career, I've been 2-time world champion. I made enough money to retire on. It's like, anything now is a bonus, you know what I mean? So like, I've not really spoke to Usyk since the fight, but yeah, I know he's said some stuff, like, not negative stuff, like good stuff, like he wouldn't mind a third fight. Obviously, it's a big payday for him, isn't it? And for me also, but it's just like, for me now, what's the point? Like, if you give me another 100 million, what am I going to do with it? Like,
Oscar Delahoya calls out Boots, Ennis, and Eddie Hearn while giving them a deadline to respond.
All right, I mean, it's been 72 hours since I made that video calling out Boots and Eddie. They want to fight so bad. Let's make it. I'm right here, 60-40, 5% to the winner. Let's go for March. I have banger fights lined up for January, February, Cinco de Mayo weekend. Let's get this fight done. The fans want to see it, but guess what? Virgil has other options. So if you want it, call me. I'm Virgil's promoter. Somebody authorized on that side, and I'm sure it's Eddie Hearn, your Boots' promoter. Call me, we'll make the fight. 60-40, 5% to the winner.
Ryan Garcia challenges his former coach, Joe Goossen, for training his opponent, Mario Barrios, ahead of their upcoming welterweight title fight. He said, "You broke my heart."
And I know it's going to be a great fight. I know you're working hard.
How could you, Joe? That's messed up.
Pardon?
I said, how could you? That's messed up.
What's messed up?
You know what I said? I mean, just can't believe you're doing this to me. That's insane. You hurt my heart.
Well, I'm still not
You broke my heart. It's over. It's over. We're done.
Again?
We're done. Yeah, I'm breaking up with you again.
Now, how did I do that?
Just broke my heart. Just move on. This
All right. Well, I thought I was being.
No, you were being sweet.
I thought I was being courteous and generous, and that's what I'm trying to be here. And I hope you don't take offense to it, because I don't ever want to offend fighters. I love what I do.
I'm offended. Too late. I'm offended.
You what?
I'm offended already. I'm hurt.
All right, good.
I'm offended,
glad.
hurt, all of that.
All right. Okay. Well, look. I mean, I'm still not following it exactly, but all I can do is try to be gracious to you. Okay.
I get it.
And you know, I got to support my guy, and that's what I'm doing. And I'm here.
That's it for this episode of Boxing Belite. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment your reactions below. See you next time.